Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name's Brian if you're new around here, but if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back, you magnificent beast. That's what you get for subscribing, by the way. Free compliments at the start of these videos. Now, in this video, I'm going to catch you up on the news, what's going on with streaming, what's going on with Facebook, how they have continued to struggle, despite obviously all the evidence that they probably would continue to struggle, and some of the big changes they're actually planning on making to the platform. But I want to highlight something for you guys in terms of the numbers. Now, if you haven't been following streaming, content creation, and any of these stories, there is kind of a history that leads up to this video specifically. Namely, first and foremost, Ninja, aka Tyler Blevins, signs with Microsoft to go over to Mixer. That eventually caters, and all of that gets partnered up or teamed up with Facebook. So some of the creators like Ninja was able to go back to Twitch. Some of them went over to Facebook to continue out that contract and to get massive amounts of money. Facebook has also gone and tried to recruit many people, now including myself, to stream exclusively on their platform. But having not had an offer like Ninja, I did not make that jump. And so I want to break down some of the numbers that you're actually seeing here on screen right now. This is comparing Twitch and Facebook. I think that gives us a really good metric of what's going on with streaming and why Facebook continues to struggle. And again, what is their next pivot and where they're going to go. And honestly, it really is a tragic story. The story of Facebook gaming and the story of what Facebook is trying to do. It's a story of a really big company that's behind the curve. They're continually behind the curve. They actually probably could have been the key market leader in all of these platforms and all of this technology, but they haven't been really paying attention. And so they've been disrupted by things like TikTok and things like Twitch, and they've been trying to play catch up ever since, and it's costing them a lot of money to do so. So big pivots coming to Facebook gaming, but I want to highlight some stuff and just how abysmal it is and why content creators continually say Facebook gaming is where content creators go to die. And so if we look at just this year alone, in terms of the numbers, you actually see them here on screen. You can see here Facebook is down here on the bottom and Twitch is on the top. I'm using Twitch as a comparison because often and more often than not, things have a similar trend, right? So if you're going to have a 30% drop, it might be a 30% drop across the board because everybody might be on vacation. I don't know what you are doing with your day to day, but that's just the reality of it. So in terms of numbers, you see here what I think is clear, and we're going to focus in on hours watched. You can also clearly see a drop in channels with a couple of exceptions in March, in May, and that's pretty much it. That's where they had an increase in the active channels. You see a big increase in peak viewers in April at 17%. That's kind of like a highlight. 25% over from February. So increase in the viewership, and then big drops following that, kind of averaging out now in the 500,000 in terms of peak viewers, peak channels, average concurrence, etc. But hours watched is significant because even with peak viewers going up, the hours drop continues to fall month over month. 13% from the previous year, 16%, 13, 1%, 11%, 8%, and 30%. Now, we can also see, like I said, that 30% number here for Twitch in August, seeing a 30% drop in hours watched. And that I think is insignificant. I think a lot of people are getting ready for back to school. There's so many things that are going on in our day to day. However, what's interesting is that Twitch has a more stable platform in terms of its numbers, growing in active channels, growing even in peak viewership. And then again, even with dips, growing in watch hours, losing watch hours, growing, losing, growing, losing, growing. They are kind of in that ping pong. It's an established platform, and that means it's going to be harder for you to actually grow and get discovered on it. And that's one of the things that I talk to a lot of people about who are like, I'm all in on Twitch. Here we go. It's you got to have a multi-content platform. Now, when we start to look at some of the things they're talking about with Twitch, I think there's room for them to grow, especially in terms of how they operate and what they offer. Now, I'm partnered on Twitch through Work2Game. And with that partnership, it means that under the Work2Game banner, that's where I stream. I can stream here over in Ginger Prime because I'm a separate legal entity from what Work2Game is. But beyond that, beyond that caveat that I have to be able to take advantage of, it would be so much more beneficial to me as a content creator to be able to stream to more platforms, to be able to stream to Facebook and YouTube and Twitch and whatever platforms come out. But Twitch knows it's got the audience and the community, and it's got the culture. It's not willing to let that go. I do think we might see changes down the road. I don't think that's going to hold up for a long period of time, especially because they treat you like a 1099 contractor. At some point, I bet that's going to end up in in some kind of legal courts hearing and whatnot. But I want to highlight a couple things also for you guys. Here's Facebook. Like, I went and started capturing snapshots because when I was preparing for this video, I was like, what games do I like to watch? Well, like, I don't really watch much WoW, but you can see here overall, like Phantasy Star Online 2, that doesn't surprise me that it's low. World of Warcraft with 400,000 followers, still you're seeing maybe somebody with 19 viewers over on Facebook. That in and of itself is just the worst. When you start to look at like games like maybe, real popular games, Lost Ark, 30,000 viewers. Nobody's streaming that over on Facebook. Start looking at things like Final Fantasy 14. 14,500 viewers, like followers, and nobody's live streaming over there. Now, obviously, this is focusing on MMOs. That's essentially something I'm passionate about. When you start jumping into like Fortnite and things like that, that's where you start to see viewership. So it's really leaning more into what's trending and what's popular. But that in and of itself isn't going to sustain you. And with numbers like this and with growth like this, it makes absolute sense why Facebook is changing their model. Now, if you guys haven't seen the news, Facebook is leaning more into trying to actually compete with TikTok. We've seen YouTube do that with the short system to both success and frustration within the content creator community. Facebook leaning into that is really kind of a tragic story because I believe they actually are the ones who shut down Vine. And when you start to think about what TikTok has done, they have really come in and disrupted the market and pulled a key demographic away from what Facebook has had going for it. Same thing with gaming. And so you're seeing actually what I would say is Facebook abandoning their gaming mindset. They're really kind of stepping away from that, trying to bring people to their platform and really focusing in on the short-based, clip-based content in order for quick trending, succession. Now, as somebody who's posted videos over on Facebook Gaming, who's uploaded exclusive videos for Facebook Gaming, I can tell you hands down right now, when you start to share those videos, right now there is a massive problem because it doesn't share like it does on YouTube or with Twitch. It requires you to have some kind of Facebook login. And I think that's going to be one of the key things that holds Facebook back time and time again, because people just want to be able to consume the content. So Facebook's got its work cut out for them. We're already seeing them pause hiring, do all these different things within the system structure as they try to retool and push into this metaverse that I think a lot of people are naturally resistant to. We'll have to wait and see if they are ultimately successful, but obviously I think it's easily clear to say right now that their push into gaming hasn't been successful. The only way they've been able to attract people to their platform is by trying to pay them, and still like that isn't working for them, and it didn't work for Mixer. And so ultimately, like, I think right now all the strength is in Twitch. And so if you are a content creator, I think that the best solution for you is to be as many places as you can be and not be exclusively locked down to those platforms as best as you can, especially as you're growing and establishing yourself within that community. Anyway, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. I thought these numbers were fascinating. I kind of find this stuff really interesting. Personally, I I hope that you did too. If you have made it to the end of this video and feel like it earns it, be sure to hit that like button. Subscribe for more MMORPG discussion content and analysis here on Ginger Prime. But anyway, that's going to wrap it up for me, guys. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you have a great day. Hopefully I'll see you in my next video. But until then, take care.
Yeah. It's time to chill out on the couch and read some comments. That's right. You know me when it comes to Destiny. I'm off with the clan, and I'm glad you're feeling better. Oh yeah.